Today I'm sharing some of my favorite tools that I use every time I sit down to make a card. Some of the things are really inexpensive, some a little higher on the price point, but all are things that I would not want to create without. To see my list, stick around. That video is coming up next. The first tool may surprise you because it is a clothespin. If you plan to make cards, eventually you are going to get into heat embossing. And one of the things that a clothespin is great for is holding your cardstock when you are heat embossing so that heat does not transfer to your fingertips. The other nice thing is that the wood absorbs the heat in a way that metal tweezers do not, so you are less likely to get an afterburn by touching the metal. Now, there is a little metal on a clothespin, so you want to be mindful of that, but this is going to be your embossing best friend. And that leads me to my next tool, which is anti-static powder. If you've ever been frustrated when you stamp something with embossing ink, you sprinkle on your powder and the powder is in more places than you intended, try using anti-static powder on your cardstock before you stamp. It helps to remove that oil and static, and then when you add your powder to your stamped image, the powder technically falls mostly away, and any leftover powder can be removed with a little dry brush. I particularly like these angled shaders. There are many anti-static powder tools to choose from. Pick one you like and use it every time you're going to stamp and emboss. The next crafty tool/supply that I can't live without, liquid adhesive. Liquid adhesive can be used for so many things in crafting, such as putting bling onto your finished card projects, adding large panels to a note card. My favorite thing to do as well is put a little bit on the back of foam adhesive so that when you place your popped up element down, you have a second to kind of wiggle it into place. There's so many uses for liquid adhesive, and I always have several bottles at the ready. And speaking of adhesives, another crafty tool that I cannot create without, foam adhesives. Man, that is huge. Foam adhesive allows you to give dimension to your card projects. Whether you're popping up a panel or popping up different elements that you've stamped and colored or maybe die cut, it's a great way to add layers of dimension to any card project. And I have several on hand, whether it's the big rolls, foam strips, foam squares. I keep a variety of foam adhesives on hand for pretty much every card I make. Another tool that every card maker needs, a good pair of scissors. I actually have scissors for different purposes, but the ones that I use the most are these because they have a non-stick Teflon coating. They're great for cutting cardstock, but they're great for cutting foam squares, anything sticky, because it just won't stick. If you're like me, most crafters have a set of their favorite scissors and nobody touches them on fear of the pain of death. But Teflon coated ones are my favorite. Another supply that I keep in my studio, rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle. I put isopropyl 70% alcohol in a spray bottle, and I use this to clean so many things in my studio. It is the best thing to clean a stencil once you've stenciled something to get the ink off, because it won't hurt your stencil and it dries immediately after it's been spritzed and wiped. It's great for cleaning surfaces as well, depending on what that surface is, and it's cheap and affordable. Some people don't love the smell of this, so if you're sensitive, you might not like cleaning with it, but I always have it and I always use it. And speaking of surfaces, my favorite surface to work on is a glass craft mat. I would have never pegged myself as someone who wanted to work on a glass craft mat, but it has really changed the way I approach my crafting. A glass mat is great because you can smush ink onto it, you can get paints on it, you can put other mediums on it as you are creating, and then you just clean it off. They're very easy to clean, and many glass mats come with a grid which can help you when you're designing things and laying things out for your card projects. I have been working with glass mats now for at least 4 years, 5 years, and I would not work on another surface. Fantastic product to have in your crafty space. The next tool I can't live without, tweezers. They're not just for chin hair. I use both regular tweezers and reverse tweezers. Reverse tweezers are great because they hold your product. You have to squeeze them to open them, and when you release, they're closed. So they can hold things and help you hover over your project while you're placing, and you don't have to worry about squeezing down. Sometimes I want a more delicate touch, so I use regular tweezers. There are many brands out there. They're all wonderful products, and they're very helpful tools for when you are creating your handmade cards. Another tool I love to have in my craft room, e-cloths. They're really designed for cleaning glass and other surfaces, but these are wonderful for all kinds of cleanup in your crafty space, whether you're cleaning stuff off your glass mat, drying things, cleaning off stencils. They have a flat weave, and you know how some microfiber cloths have little loops in them? This is flat. They don't get caught on any corners, and I have about 8 of these just floating around at any given time. The next tool that I think has kind of changed a lot in the craft world in the last few years, Photopolymer craft mats. Made from the same material of the clear stamps that we use and love. These mats come in multiple sizes from multiple companies. They're great for many crafting applications, such as holding your stencils down while you're blending, holding your cardstock in place while you're doing other techniques, holding your paper into your stamp positioner while you are stamping. They're easy to use and easy to clean. You just wash them in hot soapy water when they start to lose their stick, let them air dry, and they are as good as new. The larger mats are great for just general work surfaces because they will hold your ink pads in place while you're picking up ink. They'll hold your paper, again, your stencils, all the things you're doing in one space. Really useful product that I would not want to create without. And for me, last but not least, some kind of stamp positioner. When I started making cards, I got my hands on an original mini MISTI, and it changed my approach to card making. The idea of the stamp positioner is that you can stamp multiple times in the same place if you don't get that impression the first time. That is what hooked me, and that's what kept me making cards. I've stuck with the MISTI since day one. I have them in multiple sizes, but again, just for that very idea that you can get a perfect stamped image, I believe it's changed the way we approach stamping in general. There are all kinds of other techniques you can do with the MISTI as well, but most of the time, I just use it to stamp. Stamp positioners are a great investment for your crafting if you are thinking of getting into card making and stamping long term. They do tend to be a little more expensive, but I think the investment is worth it if you love to stamp. Okay, I may have lied. I have 2 more tools to share, craft picks and magnetic wands. Of course, a craft pick is great for all kinds of things, whether you are picking up little embellishments to place onto your card with the wax side, or just poking things, just in general, with the pokey side. A craft pick is something you will want to have in your creative space when you are making cards. The other tool is a magnetic wand. This tool has become absolutely indispensable in my craft room. Originally used in the manicure industry to add tiger eye looks to magnetic polish. You would paint it on wet with the magnetic pigments, hold the magnet over, and it would pull in and create sort of that tiger eye look. I use this to pick up dyes off all kinds of surfaces. This tool makes it so much easier than digging with your fingernails, and sometimes the magnets will pop out. If they do, just pop them back in, or on some of my tools, I've even put a little bit of super glue to hold them. These even work with foiling plates and other types of things that you might need a magnet to pick something up with. So that wraps up my video on sharing my favorite crafty tools. I'd love to know what yours are, so be sure to leave your best tools in the comments. We'll see where we line up. Maybe I'll get some ideas for something new to get, and I hope this gives you ideas for things you may need in your creative space. Also, I'd love to have you become a subscriber to my channel. I share card videos every week. I also work in a smidge of design education as well, because I think design is another tool that you can have at your disposal to make your cards beautiful. So hit that subscribe button and be sure to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next time I post. Here's another video that the algorithm has decided you may be interested in watching. I'll see you in that clip.